The human brain is supposed to be this amazing supercomputer that's capable of all sorts of incredible stuff. But if that's true, when I don't know when my brain is always making me, then I don't know why my brain is making me do stupid things. Youch. It's actually a little annoying because if you think about it, your brain's one job is to be smart. I guess it's my own fault for filling my brain with things that are important, like video games, cheat codes, and theme songs from old TV shows. Basically, there's no more room left, and that actually matters. The problem with the brain is that there's only a limited amount of room in there, so eventually you run out of storage. And the reason that's hard for old people to learn new things is because their brains are just full. It's called social media. And if you want to like something, just press this little heart. Wow. One of these days, they're gonna figure out a way to add more memory, and then they do. I'm gonna buy myself the biggest. And when they do, I'm gonna buy myself the biggest booster pack I can afford. In the meantime, I'm going to be real choosy about what to put in my brain. So when someone is telling me something I don't need to know, I just try and block it off. So when Mrs. O'Malley is saying she isn't the one who called me a liar, so I asked her why she was taking on Mr. Ferguson behind my back. La la la, I can't hear you. When you're a kid, the thing that you use your brain for the most is school. And a lot of your brain's power goes memorizing useless stuff like the names of vice presidents and to the words of preschool songs. If you're happy and you know and you really want to share. One thing that's really inconvenient is that your brain inside your head so when you have to take it everywhere you go. But if they ever figured out a way to deal with that issue, then school is going to be a whole different thing. I think it would be great if your brain could actually be at school learning while you're off doing things you actually enjoy, like playing laser tag with your friends or hanging out at the arcade. Then you could pick your brain up at the end of the day and get all caught up. What are you doing at school today? Nothing. For now, I guess we're stuck with the current situation where your body and your brain need that. When you're a kid, that means you got to spend big chunks. For now, I guess we're stuck with the current situation where your body and your brain need to be in the same place. And if you're a kid, that means you got to spend a big chunk of your time at school. My problem with that is how long the day is. You're there for 7 hours, but you probably only spend 20 minutes a day actually learning. And that's because your time is to spend stuff that doesn't have anything to do with education. Today in 5th period, we spent 0 time learning about history because a bee got loose in the classroom. And that pretty much killed the chance of anything productive happening. I wish everyone would stop fooling around and just get down business once school starts. Because that way we can get more of the learning part over and be out there before lunchtime. But I think they like to stretch things out and keep you there for as long as possible. The whole reason that school was invented in the first place is so back in the olden times, kids were causing too many problems at home while their parents were at work. So they created this whole system with text box kids that should keep kids out in trouble for a few hours every day. You're in school for time, and you're 4 until you're in school from the time. You're 4 until you're at least 18. And you're done with your education. So you have to get a job and work until you reach old age. So by the time you're through with all that, you are too tired to do anything fun. If they really wanted to, they could possibly teach you everything you actually need to know. by the time you're 5 or 6, but I guess your parents don't want to have to compete with their kids at paying kids for good paying jobs. So they teach you a little bit at a time so you don't get too smart too quick. And sometimes they teach you the stuff you can't even use. That's what's been happening at my school lately. I just took 3 months of Latin with a teacher named Mr. Layton. It was my favorite class. But it turns out he didn't know Latin at all. And he was teaching us nonsense the whole time. Esca Tosco Manusco? I am so Giorgio. Hold on. What? Oh. When the school found out Mr. Layton was fraud, they fired him. So now all we got to show for the last 3 months of my life is knowing how to order a hamburger in the language that doesn't even exist. Mr. Layton isn't the only one teaching stuff we can't really use. My social studies teacher, Mrs. Lackey, and this her last year. So the only countries she teaches about us are the ones she's planning on visiting with her husband after she retires. And for our last homework assignment, she had us research which cruise ships have the best meal plans. Some of our teachers don't even bother trying to teach us anything. Miss Pitchard is supposed to teach us about geometry, but she uses her new smart board for stuff like helping pick out which breed of puppy to get. A few teachers are doing their best, but kids don't always make it easy for them. Miss Grass tired teaching science the regular way. For half the year, nobody seemed interested. So she switched to teaching about grass stuff, and even though it makes science a lot more interesting, I don't think of any of the information we are learning right now. It's going to help us get into good college later on. I wish I didn't know half the stuff I learned in Miss Grass' class, because ever since we started watching a video about the microscopic parasites living in our skin, I can't stop itching.